Alright, well we just arrived here at Sodwana Bay. Conditions are a bit up and down today. We've got a bit of rain and then sunshine, westerly wind blowing, but the sea is not too bad, are we?
Yeah, the conditions are very unstable. I mean, it's not fishy weather at all, so I'm definitely not expecting fireworks.
Yeah.
But the sea is, as you say, the sea is good, and hopefully you can find the right formation.
Yes, yeah. We actually had a walk down the beach, saw some nice big holes, and certain species we'd really like to target today. One of them being the giant guitarfish. The water is nice and warm. There's nice banks with deep troughs and gutters running through, so the conditions are looking good for a sand shark, and that'd really be one of the target species I'd love to catch today.
If you have a look at the map here, you can actually see why Sodwana's got such a healthy ecosystem, and why it's such a milestone throughout the world because of this healthy ecosystem. If you have a look at the map, you've got your coastline from Sodwana Bay launch site itself, and a huge section of coast covered by outside reefs. And what that does is just creates an ecosystem that is healthy and strong, and you have a huge variety of fish. And I think with the sandy, you want to find the sort of protected areas. What do you think?
Yes, yeah, definitely. As you guys can see in the map here, we've got a bay. The southwesterly wind is coming from this direction here, so you're going to have a protected corner here, and there's some nice deep holes here, and that should be where the sandy is going to lie. You put the bait in the right area, you should get a sandy.
I think that's about right. You got that whole protected area with nice beach formation, good baits at the right time. I think you're definitely going to get a bite.
Well, we can just go out there, try our best. It's the right time of the year, not the right conditions, so I still think we've got a good chance today. We're at Sodwana Bay on the beach. Just with my first bait out. We find a nice hole here, a few banks on the sides, and there's a nice hole with a bit of a rip sucking out. So we put our baits in there. I put out a whole bonito. I think Wes did the same. So let's see, it's just late afternoon. We got hiked out at 6 o'clock. Sun's just starting going down, so perfect timing. And I'm sure we can get a good bite today. I just sat down and had a little bit of a break there after sliding my bait. And got caught flat, so good start. Always nice to get a bite your first bait. Made quite a nice long fast run. Feels like a decent fish. But we got into the braid now, so we got a sandbank out there about 350-400 meters, and I've got a feeling this fish is actually scared to go over that back bank because we put my braid knot at 20 meters out, and I had about 300 meters of top shot. So fish doesn't want to go over the bank for obvious reasons, because there's big sharks out there. That suits me down to the ground. Keep him in the trough, tie him out a bit, and then land him.
Coming to areas like Sodwana Bay is it's an ecosystem all on its own. It's world renowned for the diverse ecosystem that it has here. Fantastic diving area. Anywhere in the world, people know about Sodwana Bay and the quality of the reef systems that we have here. And with reef systems that are so close to shore, you have a brilliant system for rock and surf fishing, especially if the formation is nice. And just the bay itself, where we are situated now, you can see behind me there's the point, and it comes into a nice bay on the northern side of Sodwana Bay. And all along the stretch of beach, you find really good fishing. And normally between the low light hours, like late afternoon into the night time or really early in the morning, the fish tend to come into the beach areas to find bait source. So it's always good to make sure that when you do fish these areas, make sure that you fish them in low light conditions. Don't try to come here in the midday, because a lot of the times the water is very clean and you battle to get a bite. Unless you're fishing for edible fish in rolling white water, but don't try to come and fish in crystal clean blue water. You're not going to get any fish. Fish your low light times, and here, good baits, good time of the day, you got a very good chance of getting a bite. As you can see, the skipper is doing what he does best, and it looks like we're in for a good night.
Okay, well, fish been on for about 15 minutes. It's right here in the white water now. Well, we got a long lip, about 100 meters from me in the white water. So I think the fish's back's broken. Try and pull it into a little guppy in front of me so we can grab it. Doing a bit of a two-step here with this Sandy. See the power of these fish in the shallow water, and it's very crucial not to go and try grab it at the wrong time until the fish is ready. First of all, you can break the trace off, or you can damage yourself, and that fish can pull you straight in the water. So you're going to wait until it's ready to go. Thank you. Well done, buddy. Okay, well, this is a female Sandy. Total length 213. So we'll work out the weight. I guess it's about a 50 odd kilo fish. Two distinct features of this fish. Giant guitarfish. Number one is his horns on the back. So bony or sort of the same material as teeth. It's the horns going right through the fish. A few layers of that. Obviously these big eyes and then this long nose. These fish are pure muscle. Not too much fat on them. This whole body is just one giant muscle. So that's why this fish uses such an uphill in the shallow water here. They're very agile in shallow water like this. They can move very fast, and a lot of anglers lose these sandies right by the side because they're impatient and trying to hold the fish. And a fish like this, you just cannot hold when he runs. You've got to let him go, wait for your turn, then turn the fish and land him. Something that's very common with sandies is that you don't get a good hook set. I'm using 10-0 Kendall rounds. It's a nice wide open gape, and the reason for that's quite simple. If you look here in the mouth, the hook is basically over that jaw. It's not even set, it's just hanging loose there. So that's why it's so important to never ever give a sandy slack while you're fishing it, because generally that hook is just around the thick jawbone and just hanging on there. As soon as you give it slack, the hooks come out. One of the rule of thumbs up here on the Zululand coast is when the sun goes behind the dune and the shadow gets out into the water, that's normally the time when the fish start biting. Rudolph had that nice bite now. We're going to fish a little bit into the dark, and with the sun setting now, hoping that there's going to be some more bites. Water's good, definitely going to hold tight here. We're up here again to target big fish, so it's big tackle using the Saltiga 50 with an 055 Kingfisher line, my Poseidon heavy. I normally like to use with this rod, and we're throwing big baits, sliding big baits, just getting those big baits out there, obviously targeting the big fish. So I'm fishing with 10 hooks, 150 pounds, carbon coated steel, 1 mil leader, and ready for any fish, any size. As the rule goes in this place, as soon as it gets dark, fish bite, we got a small double up. What a pleasure. What fishing's all about. Having a good outing, bunch of friends, coming and catching some fish. Don't get much better. Well, it seems like we got a nice double up. Boys is on there as well. Fish are starting to bite. That just shows you how small that little guy is. But an absolute perfect replica of the big fish that we try to target here. Little juvenile sand shark. Beautiful little fish. You can see fishing with these 10-0 mustard Kendall rounds. Make them nice and sharp, and that fish must have just been looking at the bait and got himself hooked. Look at this fish, absolutely stunning little guy, exactly the same, perfect little model. Too beautiful. Let's get him back. Oh well, seems like the sandies are here today. I've got the one the first cast. We just landed that giant one, and this seems like another little sandy. So sandies are around. Catch it, Wiz! Okay, on there. Bye-bye, thank you. Well, that was an awesome afternoon session here at Sodwana Bay. But our arms stretch a little bit. I don't know about you. That one was a little bit small, but yeah, no, but it was fun. It's a good start, yeah. And a lot of people ask us why we fish with such long rods and big tackle, and the reason for that is
you know, we have to suit the tackle for the application that we're doing. And a lot of the times when you're fishing off the beach and you're fishing for these bigger fish, you use a long rod and big reels, because you need to throw quite a big sinker out to the deeper water and slide your big baits, and that's where those fish are holding on that specific beach. And today there was quite a long lip, and we needed to cast that sinker about 120 meters to get into decent water, and there was a bite.
Yeah, no, we found the deeper water. It was a bit of a way to get to the spot, but we got the cast in and the bite was there.
Rudolph, I think it's time to head back to Mtini Lodge and maybe get some shut eye and come back in the morning.
Yes, good idea. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.